America's population is full of surprises. 80% of us live in cities. Well, we used to. Some parts of the country are getting super old, and some places just aren't what they used to be. Here are 3 big surprises about where Americans live today and why it matters. We made this video with additional support from an organization. They've been studying how cities and populations grow for over 100 years. Now here's our first fact. 80% of Americans now live in urban areas. This is a big deal because 80% is a big number. But that's not even the surprising part. The surprising part is how new this is. Check out this timeline of urbanization. For most of American history, we were mostly rural people. Then, around the Great Depression, things started to change. More and more Americans began living in cities, especially after World War II. By 2020, 80% of us lived in cities. But hold on, that doesn't look right. This line chart says that only about 60% of Americans lived in cities in 2020. So which one is wrong? Well, neither. In 2020, the U.S. Census changed the definition of urban. Before 2020, an urban area was defined as any city with a population of at least 1,000. Now it is 5,000. Basically, they reclassified many small towns as cities. So when you account for this change in definition, 80% of Americans do indeed live in cities. Here's a map showing the urban areas in 2020 before the change and after the change. You can see that many of these changes are just reclassifications of small towns. But there are some changes to big cities too. Overall, this is a really interesting topic. We could do an entire video on this alone. If you want to learn more, check out an article on a website. Now, let's get back to the video. Okay? Fact, no. 2. Some counties are losing population while others are exploding. Check out this map. The red counties are losing population and the green counties are growing. Let's look at both cases. First, Yazoo County, Mississippi. This county has lost almost half of its population since 2010. As families leave, their homes are being abandoned. Many of them are boarded up and some have fallen into disrepair. There are still some bright spots, but overall things aren't looking good. All right, now let's look at a booming metro area, Texas. Several of its counties are growing super fast. Overall, Texas has welcomed more migrants and seen more natural growth than any other state. In the last decade, the population of Texas has grown by 10 million people. It's like adding a new city the size of Philadelphia every year. To put it another way, some counties grew faster in 3 years than others did in decades. Now, fact no 3. America is aging fast. Check out this map. The darker the color, the older the median resident. Over the last few decades, we've gone from this to this. In 1990, no state had a median age above 40. Now 11 states have a median age above 40. And what is really remarkable is how fast it is happening. Just take a look at this one county in Florida. Its median age went from 30 in 1990 to 50 in 2020. That's the fastest change of any county in the country. Actually, it's so extreme that it's become known as the retirement capital of the world. It's called the Villages, and it's home to 130,000 retirees. Here's what all this means for the big takeaway. Where Americans live today decides elections, economies, and the future of our healthcare system. When young families leave rural towns, those communities wither and die. When millions of retirees move to Sunbelt states, they bring their money and their votes. As the country gets older, we'll face all sorts of political, economic, and social challenges. All right, now we re-gone nah. Go out on a limb here and guess that you re-interested in this sort of thing. Well, if you are, we've got some great news. A website has a whole section devoted to fun population facts. It's called Fun with Populations. Now, here's a question for you. What surprised you the most? The counties that are exploding in growth, or the fact that 11 states have more adults than children? Go ahead and comment down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more fun stuff. And we'll see you next time.